when I look at Nebraska, everything is doing this, right? Like everything's building. And when you get your quarterback that makes everybody better. And listen, I got to spend a lot of time with Dylan Raiola. Like I hosted him several times when he came to Georgia. Like his family is so top notch, so good, so loving. And you could just tell they were grounded. And when I say that, the family's grounded and the kids are grounded. The kids didn't do anything to get grounded. I'm saying like they were just so easygoing. Like, I knew Dylan was going to be a great player. And I didn't know anything about his tape. I didn't see it, but I knew that he had the stuff inside right here as a quarterback. And so you've seen the way that program is elevated. We've talked about Matt Rule, man. But here's the thing. He's an elite coach. Matt Rule's great. Brent Bielema's good. And Brent Bielema always has physical, tough teams. And that's what I'm interested to see from Nebraska. Nebraska, they've done a good job with the portal, leading rusher from Oregon, leading receiver from Texas. Like they've supplemented so well. I think it's going to be easier to build around Dylan in the future. But I'm interested about the offensive line, the physicality, the Big Ten now. You get into conference play, it gets harder. They are at home, and the black shirts and the fans, by the way, are just freaking fantastic. 400 straight sellout home or something like that. I mean, just 400 consecutive sellout, Brent. Like that's insane. Like back to 1962. So they support their club. It'll be a awesome atmosphere. I like Nebraska, but Brett Bielema and company will be physical and they'll hit them in the mouth.
Well, one thing about what's interesting you talk about Raiola is outside of him, this is a game for adults. This is you look up and down the depth chart. It's red shirt, senior, transfer. It's senior. Like just this is a very much an adult college football game. So, but the interesting thing you talk with Raiola and just his personality and who he is, and obviously he's had a lot of success early. But one of the things I think that maybe hasn't been talked about enough that has led to some of that success is moving to Georgia and playing high school football for Buford, 7A, like the schedule that he went through. And it wasn't like he played with other 5-star players, KJ Bolden, other top 250 players, Edric Houston that's at Ohio State. But they lost in the quarterfinals of the Georgia high school playoffs. They played.
Hey, don't forget who his dad is either.
But like
it's nice having a guy that his mentors, he can literally call up all the guys. His dad played in the NFL for 10 plus years, was a great center for the Lions. Like he's got so many advantages and people he can pick their brain. And I think that's why he's had a great start. But I'm interested too, because this is not the Illinois teams you've seen in the past. Like if you think they're going to line up and pound the football, like this is the opposite of that for Illinois. They've gotten to the rankings. They beat Kansas. They've done what they've needed to do to stay undefeated. But Luke Altmaier's been really good at the quarterback spot. Like 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Illinois is a passing team. Like
Pat Bryant.
Just think about that. We are not accustomed to saying that, but more importantly, defensively, Brent, is where I think they can give them a challenge. Because the only thing I look at Nebraska and I go down the road, can they beat man coverage consistently? Can they protect Dylan? Now they move the pocket. They do all kinds of great stuff. And I just think Nebraska is going to be too much for them, but I don't think it's going to be a runaway 28-0 like it was over Colorado like that. No. I think it's a 27-13 type game, 27-17, where it's a good ball game and another test for Nebraska and the big polar bear up front at defensive tackle. And I think they'll be ready for it and physically. And I think defensively is where they'll make a lot of hay and they'll make it really hard for Illinois.